Hi friends, welcome to Ouroboros Tarot. Today's pick a card reading is looking into how the person on your mind thinks that you are currently feeling. And I have 4 groups for you guys to choose from today. Group 1, 2, 3, and 4. Go ahead and pause this video if you need to. Take as much time as you need to find the pile that sits right with your energy as well as with your person's. And I will see you in a minute. Hi pile 1. If you chose this Land of Oz card, then this is going to be your reading on how your person thinks that you are currently feeling. And the cards here, including this Land of Oz card, are indicative of kind of what is going on energetically between the two of you currently. And for that we have She-Wolf, number 44 Liaison, and Land of Oz. So what I'm picking up on is, I kind of get the feeling that this is a connection that probably feels like the two of you are very drawn to each other, but there's also a recognition here that this connection might actually be more harmful than it is healing or helpful in some sort of way. It feels like this is a connection where there's a lot of attraction, definitely, but also there's also kind of like patterns repeating themselves related to past wounds. And I think that there's a little bit of stagnancy here. This very well could be a connection that is in limited contact or in no contact. It feels like there's a crossroads of some kind, and there's like stagnancy here from moving on. Like perhaps there's a recognition that one or both of you deserves more or deserves what it is that both of you want, and that's not going to be realized in this connection. It could also be that there's a fear here of letting go of this connection, a fear of like moving forward away from this connection. I sense that there's like definitely courage being summoned in this connection for some reason. And I think that one or both of you is actively trying to step away from something that is not serving you, even though there is such a strong pull toward the connection. So if that makes sense, let's go ahead and look into how your person thinks that you're seeing them. So these oracles here are indicative of how your person thinks that you're viewing them currently, as well as how they think that you're feeling. We're also going to pull tarot to see how they feel about the assumptions that they've just made. And yeah, I have some new oracles here that I'm really excited about that I've received from some of you off of my Amazon wish list in exchange for a 1-question video recorded reading. So thank you. They're really beautiful, and I'm really excited that I've started this. So if you're interested in receiving a 1-question video recorded reading as well, feel free to check out the Amazon wish list in the description box of this video. And the items on there are cheaper than a 1-question reading in my Etsy shop. So look into that if you're interested. So when it comes to how this person is currently thinking that you see them, we have the Beggar. The light attributes are confronts empowerment at the level of physical survival, awakens the spiritual authority of humility, compassion, and self-esteem. And the shadow attribute is dependence on others to the exclusion of effort. We also have Starfish, and we have Bat. And the key word here is intuition. So I get the feeling with this Beggar card here that this is more so this person thinking, what if? Like I see this person covering their eyes, kind of cradling their head, and then there's these, what looks like, I see snowflakes, but I also see wheels. It's like the wheels are turning for this person, and I think that they're at a realization that how they come across, if they are to contact you or express something of some kind is going to come off in a way that looks, in their perspective, they feel like you're going to be viewing them as somebody who is kind of like crawling back or begging on their knees for something. I think that they feel as though there's the possibility in the future of you viewing them as somebody somewhat perhaps pathetic, or like I sense with this image here that there's a feeling of shame. Like they feel as though the way in which you view them currently, or the way in which you're going to be viewing them in the future, has an element of shame to it. That it's just something that I'm picking up on. But we also have the starfish and the bat. I also feel like this person feels like you see them as somebody who is perhaps superficial, shallow, narrow-minded in the sense of like what they deem to be important. But I also feel like they recognize that you see past this. Like you see something deeper in them than perhaps they want to share with the world. And like it's something that they're kind of hyper aware of. And I think that this is another reason as to why there's this like shame. I think that this person feels seen by you and doesn't necessarily want to feel seen. Like wants to keep things surface level, but there is a depth to them that you have seen. According to them. And when it comes to how they think that you are feeling, we have the Lover, we have number 23, Peace, we have Purity, Impatience, and we have Dogwood, and the key word is defend. So when it comes to how they think that you are feeling, I think that they are recognizing that you have made your peace, is kind of what I'm picking up on. It feels like with this Dogwood card here, this is very similar energy to like the Five of Wands, in the sense of like standing up for yourself and like standing up for what it is that you believe in. And I feel like you have, from their perspective, they feel like you have done everything that you can for this connection. You have said everything that you can say when it comes to defending yourself or defending your values, defending what it is that you want. And you're no longer putting energy into something when you've done all it is that you can. It feels like this person recognizes that you have, or in the past had, very deep feelings for them. But at the same time, there's like almost like a level of acceptance with this Patience card here, of like recognizing that what it is that you were wanting, or like what it is that you were expecting, wasn't coming at the right time, or wasn't coming soon enough, wasn't coming when you needed it. And there's like an element of like things having settled. Like I really do feel like this is probably a no contact situation. And in this period, in this time frame of like being in no contact, it seems as though whatever chaos may have been going on within you, whatever hurt had been going on with you, it seems as though you found peace and like a stillness. There's no longer like an urgency. I think they feel like if they were to reach out or try to reconnect or try to rekindle things, I think that they are feeling as though you would still be emotionally invested or emotionally interested in that, but like you have kind of like become unavailable to putting in more than what it is that you're receiving, is what I'm seeing here. So let's go ahead and also get tarot, and we'll go ahead and see how this person feels about these assumptions they've made. How does this make pile one's person feel? How did these assumptions on pile one make them feel? Okay, so we have the Five of Wands, which is the same energy as this dogwood. We also have the King of Pentacles. How do these assumptions make their person feel? We also have the Fool. How does this make their person feel? We have the Seven of Cups. And we have the Five of Pentacles. Why is the Five of Wands here? We have the Two of Wands. Why is the King of Pentacles here? We have the Two of Pentacles. Why is the Fool here? We have the Page of Swords. Why is the Seven of Cups here? We have the Tower. And why is the Five of Pentacles here? We have the Three of Wands. Okay, and then on the back of the deck, we have the King of Swords. Okay, so how is what they think you're feeling, how they think you're seeing them, how is that making them feel? I feel like they feel like the roles have reversed. Like perhaps in the past, you were this person who was like begging for perhaps more from this connection, or like wanting this connection to go a certain way, or not wanting this connection to end. And it seems as though they feel like the roles have been reversed now. Like they're seeing you as somebody who's said their piece, has made peace with having done everything it is that they can. And I feel like they feel an immense amount of pressure on their end now to make a decision of what it is that they're going to do, because they're realizing that if they don't actually defend and fight for this connection, then it's just going to deplete itself. Like, I think that there is an element of concern here. And I see it again with the King of Pentacles and the Two of Pentacles. There's definitely like the energy of being at a crossroads, which is something that I was picking up on with that Land of Oz card. There's definitely a feeling of like being at a crossroads. And I think that this person is recognizing that you are taking a step away from this connection, even if it makes you feel fearful or uncomfortable. And I think that they're realizing that by you doing this, they are now on the cusp of this as well. And I don't necessarily know if that's something that they really want to explore or accept. I think that they would like to kind of stay in their comfort zone and try to bring this connection back in some sort of way. And I think that there's a level of urgency here with the Seven of Cups and the Tower. It feels like this person realizes that there is a level of urgency to trying to make amends of some kind, or to trying to make a decision of what it is that they want, where it is that they want to go, or how it is that they want to approach this. And if they are unable to make a decision, this is going to go up in flames, is kind of what it feels like. I also sense like a feeling of acceptance of their own responsibility for where they're at currently. Like I sense that they are picking up on how you're feeling and how you're approaching this connection from their perspective as somewhat an element of their karma. It's like a direct reflection of how they chose to go about things, like what they put out in this connection is a direct reflection of what it is that they're currently receiving, which is, I think, this feeling of like being rejected or being abandoned or being left behind in some sort of way. And I think that like they're currently at odds with themselves. With the King of Pentacles and the Two of Pentacles, they feel at odds with themselves because I sense it's because of pride, and in a way, Like, I feel like there's a desire to stay grounded, to stay almost stubborn in some sort of way, but at the same time recognizing that perhaps there needs to be a little bit of leeway or give when it comes to their stubbornness in order to get what it is that they want. And I think that there's like, in feeling as though you're moving on, or like energetically they feel as though you're okay, there's this level of like curiosity of trying to rekindle things. This person feels curious and feels somewhat threatened, I think, by the potential of you moving on truly. And I think with the King of Swords here, this is indicative of somebody who is really in their thoughts about this. Very much in their head, is trying to come up with a plan, like is planning. But let's see. Let's see if there's anything that I missed when it comes to how they're feeling. Is there anything that I've missed? Okay, we have puppet. Can't be caught. The sword. And suppression of a star being by hands unworthy. And then on the bottom of the deck, we have ungrateful daughter and earthly, oh my gosh, ungrateful daughter and earthly mother. I feel like this person feels as though they're very much drawn to you. With puppet here, it feels like there is a pull causing them to act in ways that logically they don't necessarily want to, but like the feelings are there. And it's something that they kind of want to avoid with can't be caught here. And suppression of a star being by hands unworthy. I feel like there is like, this person seems to have like perhaps a disorganized attachment style. It feels like they're very much drawn to you. And I also think it's interesting that all of these images have star faces. And so here we have an image of a star person who is kind of being like moved around kind of against their will. And then we have another star person that's like kind of being grabbed at and they're running away. And I feel like this person feels resistant to the pull that they have toward you. But there's also like an understanding here of like them feeling as though they're not worthy of this connection. Like perhaps they've treated you very poorly in the past. There's, again, like this card came out over the 5 of Pentacles and the 3 of Wands. It's like there's definitely a feeling here of them receiving their karma. And then the sword is all about making a decision. It's the decision to either move forward or to cut this connection off. And I don't necessarily, I think that this person is very much in their head with the King of Swords. Like there's a decision that needs to be made and they want to be logical about it. But at the same time, I don't necessarily feel as though this person's heart space is actually open. We don't have any cups except for this 7 of Cups. It's like they don't necessarily know what to do. There's a lot of confusion here and their heart space is closed off or blocked for whatever reason. And it's making it difficult for them to understand what it is that they're feeling. But yeah, that's what I'm seeing. Let's go ahead and get you guys some advice before we close out this reading. What advice is there for pile 1 when it comes to this connection? discipline. I can accomplish what I set my mind to. We also have gratitude. I'm thankful for this life and the opportunities that it presents. What advice is there for this pile? And we have regret. I know that I cannot change the past. And then on the bottom of the deck, we have doubt. I release the need to know all the answers. It feels like what these cards are kind of indicating is, especially with discipline here, it feels like what this is really encouraging you to do is to remain on the path that you are currently on, in the sense of like, if you are at this crossroads and you're recognizing that this might not be the healthiest or the most positive connection that you could be in for your own evolution and happiness, then I think that there's an element here of like being able to like actively make that choice for yourself and like find the things of this connection, if there are any, to be grateful for, and to like kind of look forward rather than continuously look back. I also feel like there is the potential for this person. I think like there's definitely like conflicting energy here of this person wanting to come forward, and I think that there definitely is like a strong attraction, and there's probably like a lot of emotions here. This person is just blocked off to them, and if they're unable to kind of open themselves up emotionally, even if they are to return, I don't necessarily know if things will be any different than they are. Like I feel like they might be the same, unless this person really does some work on the things that make them feel fearful. But yeah, that's what I'm seeing for you guys, pile one. Thank you so much for watching this. If you'd like to book a private reading with me other than a one question reading, you can do so in my Etsy shop. The link is in the description box of this video, along with the Amazon wish list. My contact information is in that Amazon wish list as well if you need to get a hold of me. But thank you so much, and I hope that I will have the opportunity to read for you in another video soon. Bye! Hello, pile 2. If you chose this oracle, the oracle card, then this is going to be your reading on how your person thinks that you are feeling. And this card is going to be representative of kind of what is currently going on objectively, energetically between the two of you. And for this question, we also have cosmic thread, and we have number 59, dispersing. Okay, so it feels like when it comes to this connection, it feels like there is some mending going on. Like there has been a problem that the two of you are approaching together, or there's been a rift in this connection of some kind, and there's obstacles that the two of you are overcoming together. It feels like both of you are really focusing on this connection, focusing on repairing it most specifically, and are recognizing that these obstacles, these issues at hand are temporary and they can be overcome. I feel like there's an element here, especially with cosmic thread, of recognizing or acknowledging the importance or the significance or the depth of your feelings for one another and for this connection. So if that is resonating when it comes to kind of what's going on energetically between the two of you currently, let's go ahead and look into how they think you are currently seeing them, as well as how they think you are feeling. So these cards here are reflective of how they think you are currently viewing them. And keep in mind that this is from their perspective. And for that, we have child divine. The light attributes are innocence, purity, and redemption, suggests a special connection with the divine. And the shadow attribute is an ability to defend oneself against negative forces. We also have rabbit and we have heron. And the key word for heron is focus. And then when it comes to how they are currently thinking that you feel about them, we have the offering, number 29, breathe, illumination, enlightenment, and we have trout lily, and the key word is patience. So we're going to look into this. We're also going to get tarot to see how this is making them feel, how their assumptions is making them feel. We'll also pull more oracles to see if there's anything that I missed, and then we will get advice. So when it comes to how this person is currently thinking that you're seeing them, the big thing that comes to mind here is in this light attribute portion of this card for the child divine, and the key word that like really stands out to me is redemption. I think that this person is seeing you, or is thinking that you see them as somebody who is genuinely trying, is generally trying to be a problem solver, is genuinely trying to redeem themselves, redeem the course of, or the route of this connection. I think that they feel as though you're seeing them as somebody who definitely doesn't just have like one foot in and one foot out. It feels more so like you see them as somebody who is very much so determined on working on this connection or being all in for this connection. Like you see them as somebody who has a very clear idea of what it is that they want, a very clear understanding of how to get there, and is very much so focused on what it is that they want with you. I think this person feels as though you see them as somebody that you can trust to do the right thing. Even if they haven't in the past, they're under the impression that like you're trusting them and the effort that they are putting in. When it comes to how they think you're feeling, I think that they feel as though you are really leading yourself right now from what your heart is telling you rather than from what your brain or your thoughts are telling you. I sense that there like is an element here of like feeling as though you understand everything, like there's nothing that's been left in the dark now, and in this realization it feels as though there's an element of like safety, and perhaps there are still repairs that need to be done for whatever reason, but it feels as though if there was chaos in the past, the chaos has kind of subsided, and now is the time to feel stable again. Yeah, I think that like there's just an understanding here with enlightenment and with the trout lily. There's like an understanding here of recognizing that things are kind of playing out in due time. Nothing needs to be rushed. This connection is somewhat meant to be. This is what they think that you're feeling. They think that you feel trust for what your heart is telling you, where your heart is guiding you. And I also think that you feel as though that there are genuinely opportunities here to fix whatever has been kind of broken with the offering. It feels like there's hope here. They think you feel hopeful, safe, stable, and open-hearted. So let's go ahead, if that resonates, let's go ahead and look into how this makes them feel, these assumptions that they're making. How do these assumptions make pile two's person feel? Okay, so we have the Knight of Pentacles. How does this make their person feel? We have the Three of Wands. We have the Seven of Wands. How does this make pile two's person feel? We have the Ten of Pentacles. How do these assumptions make their person feel? And we have the Eight of Wands. Okay. Why is the Knight of Pentacles here? Please clarify the Knight of Pentacles. We have the Fool. Why is the Three of Wands here? Please clarify this Three of Wands. We have the Nine of Wands. Why is the Seven of Wands here? We have the Sun. Why is the Ten of Pentacles here? We have the Four of Cups. And why is the Eight of Wands here? We have the Nine of Swords. Okay, and then on the back of the deck, we have the Moon. Interesting. Like all of the cards here, like when the first 5 cards came out, there was like a very clear message, and then the message became clearer and clearer and clearer until we got to this Four of Cups. And now these last 3 cards have kind of like, they're a much different energy from the rest of the cards. And what I'm sensing is that like so let me just start with like what I saw from like the very beginning. We'll just go from beginning to end. It feels like when it comes to how they think you're feeling, the first thing with the Knight of Pentacles that came to mind was they feel confident. And I like the first thing that called my attention was these check marks. It feels like they feel like they are on course, like they are doing everything right, like they are making slow progress. And I think that there's a level of confidence that they feel when it comes to kind of leading this connection. And then for it to be clarified by the Fool, it feels like that, like it just amplifies this level of confidence. It amplifies this recognition that if they were to kind of stop and start ruminating, it might all fall apart. And in all honesty, the rabbit can represent problems, like a problem-solving kind of energy, but it also can represent a fearful energy, somebody who is very much pessimistic, fearful. And I think that this person is somewhat like, it feels like they're trying to maintain a balance of recognizing that like they can stay in the present moment, like what's done is done, and now they can problem solve. Like they want to stay in the present moment, but also their fears kind of encroach on them. And I see it here with the Eight of Wands and the Nine of Swords. Like how I was saying that like there's this need to like not look back, or else their fears are going to kind of like take the lead, or going to encroach very quickly. The Eight of Wands is a very fast moving energy. It's very much like full throttle, rapid energy. And the Nine of Swords is all about fears. So I think that there is definitely concern here. And it could be that there is concern that perhaps they're going to let you down again. I think that this person does not want to give up, is what I will say. With the Three of Wands and the Nine of Wands, it's like them knowing that like there is trust, or that your heart space is opening again. It gives them hope, and it gives them this drive to continue forward. Like they don't want to give up this connection. And I see it here with the Seven of Wands and the Sun. The Sun is all about healing, but it's also about illumination, illuminating things. And we have the Sun and the Moon. The Moon is the bottom of the deck energy. And I get the feeling that this person wants to continue to illuminate things. And I kind of feel as though with the Four of Cups, the Nine of Swords, and the Moon, that this person might be feeling a little bit of concern because there might be something here that still needs to be illuminated that they've been keeping in the dark. And they're concerned about this. And I think that it's something where they're recognizing that it's a blockage towards this like happy ending. And until it's illuminated, I think that there's going to be this concern. But I kind of feel like they don't necessarily want to share this. Like, I think it's interesting that we have the Seven of Wands, which is about like confrontation, defending, like defensiveness, defending oneself. And it feels like they are wanting to stay in this illuminative energy of like feeling as though everything's been laid out on the table. And then we progress from the Seven of Wands to the Eight of Wands. And I think that there's this understanding that they can't continue to they can't continue the charade of pretending like everything has been revealed. And eventually we're going to progress from the Seven of Wands to the Eight of Wands. And there's going, like, they're anxious about this progression into things that are still in the dark coming to the light. Let's get some oracles, see if there's anything that I missed. What have I missed when it comes to how this person feels based on their assumptions? We have inside, looking out. We have number 60, no bull. We have number 14, the all-knower. And we have the hold. And then on the back of the deck, we have cosmic exploration. And then underneath that, we have the one who hides the sun. Again, like there's this darkness that's like trying to be illuminated. And with no bull, this is all about honesty. I feel like this person feels called to express more than what has been already expressed. And I think that they're recognizing that it's not going to go away. Like, I think this person is really doing a lot of like reflecting on themselves, and is recognizing that they really need to be honest and forthright about something. And if they're unable to, I don't think that this makes them feel good. And there's a desire here to express something to you, to explore. Like, we have cosmic exploration, and to me this is like, it kind of is reflective of this moon, of like exploring this lunar energy of like things kind of being hidden. Like, and if you look at this particular image of the moon card, we have all of these doors, and I feel like some doors have been left closed. Like, there's still secrets. Like, we don't have the Seven of Swords. We don't have the devil. Like, I don't necessarily know if this is like a huge betrayal. It just seems as though there's something being hidden still, and it's calling for them to allow this knowledge that they have to be kind of shared with you. Yeah, let's go ahead and get you some advice before we close this reading out. What advice is there for pile 2 when it comes to their connection? Okay, so we have acceptance. I am learning to accept the things I cannot change. Service. I feel good when I can help others. And worry. I am learning that worry doesn't change an outcome. And on the bottom of the deck, we have courage. I find the inner strength to face fear with confidence. So I think that like for some of you, there may be something intuitively that like is calling you to feel as though something's still a little bit off in some sort of way. And I think that this is like kind of validation for that for some of you with worry here. I'm learning that worry doesn't change an outcome. And I think that there's also with courage and acceptance here, there's also like a need to kind of like how the energy here of like how this person thinks that you're seeing them is like as somebody who has both feet in. I think that if this is a connection in which you are wanting it to move along, move forward, grow, expand, or if this is a connection in which you want it to end, either way, it feels like this is encouragement to really explore whether or not both feet are in whatever direction or whatever room it is that you would like to be in, rather than having one foot in and one foot out. And with service here, I think that this might just be encouragement if like you're having a difficult time currently with whatever is going on between the two of you. Perhaps one way to help alleviate some of that is to connect outside of this connection with others. But obviously take those how they resonate for you first and foremost. But that's what I'm seeing for you guys, pile 2. Thank you so much for watching. If you'd like to book a 1-question video recorded reading with me, right now I have an Amazon wish list. Some of my oracle decks I received from you guys in exchange for 1-question readings. So if you are interested in doing that, you can click on the link in my description box. And items will automatically be sent to me, and my contact information is in there and all of that. So feel free to do it that way. It's cheaper than a 1-question video reading in my Etsy shop, but I also have other readings in my Etsy shop if you would like to ask more questions, so check that out as well. And I hope that I will have the chance to read for you in another video soon. Bye! Hello, pile 3. If you chose this Feyborn card, then this is going to be your reading on how it is that they think you feel. So these cards here are indicative of kind of what is going on objectively, energetically between the two of you currently. And so for that we have transmutation, number 57, gentle penetration, and we have Feyborn. So what I'm picking up on this is that this doesn't seem to be a connection that is in a commitment of some kind. Or if there is commitment here, it seems as though it's changing to perhaps something like slowing down, or it seems like there's a change here that both of you are aware of, an energetic shift. But I feel like for the majority of you, this is a connection that really is more so casual or in its beginning stages. Like it feels like this is more of a physical connection rather than an emotional connection. And with transmutation here, I feel as though there's a change happening between the two of you. There's a shift that both of you are aware of, but I think that that shift is going to vary differently for each one of you. But that's what I'm seeing. This feels like a friends with benefits type of thing, or like a really casual type of hookup, or a connection that is just getting started and the two of you don't know each other all that well yet. So if that makes sense, we're going to go ahead and get into the rest of the reading. And how we're going to do it is we have oracles here indicative of how they think you see them. We also have oracles here for how they think you're feeling, and we're going to pull tarot as well to see how these assumptions that they're making are making them feel. I do have new cards here today because more of you guys have sent in decks in exchange for one question readings off of my Amazon wish list. So if you are also interested in receiving a one question video recorded reading through that, feel free to check out my wish list. It's on the description box of this video. The address is already there. You can just send it my way. And thank you to those who have. They're cheaper than readings in my shop. So check that out if you're interested. But let's go ahead and look into how they think you are currently viewing them. We have the Pioneer, the light attribute being passion for doing and creating what has not been done before, and the shadow attribute is a compulsive need to keep moving on. We also have Turtle, and we have Grasshopper, and the key word is power. When it comes to how they think you are feeling, we have Thanatos, number 27, exchanging gifts. We have openness, abundance, trickery, and we have wild rose, and the key word is clarity. Okay, so I think I'm going to start with how it is that they think you are feeling, just because I think that that is going to give a little bit more clarity into what it is that they think you're seeing them as. But it feels like they are under the impression that you feel as though, with Thanatos here, this is indicative of a death of some kind, an ending of some kind. And I think that they are under the impression that you are feeling as though you have had an aha moment in this connection where perhaps the level of, like, the depths of where this connection is are no longer where they're meant to be. Like, it feels like they think that you feel as though things aren't necessarily entirely as they seem, most specifically in the sense of like feeling like perhaps this connection has the possibility to become more than what it is appearing to be. Like, there's a lot of potential here. I think that they feel as though your heart space is kind of opening up to this connection. You feel like feelings are developing here for you, and they feel as though you feel like you have a pretty clear understanding of what it is that you're feeling, of where this connection is kind of hinting at going, as well as they think that you feel as though this is mutual. But I don't necessarily know if this has been something that's been discussed between the two of you. Another thing with trickery that I'm kind of picking up on is perhaps these are assumptions that are being made, like this person is assuming that you feel this way, and perhaps you're assuming that this person knows you feel this way, or you're assuming that this person feels the same way as you. There's definitely like a murkiness to this. Yeah. But I think that they feel as though you are aware of your feelings changing, aware of where this connection has been no longer serving you. When it comes to how they think that you see them, they kind of feel like you see them as somebody who is kind of like a runner, perhaps, like somebody who is a commitment phobe. I think that they feel as though you see them in the shadow attributes of the Pioneer, where there's this compulsive need to keep moving on. And I see this movement with the Turtle and the Grasshopper. The Grasshopper has all of this physical power within themselves in order to propel themselves, project themselves as far away from a threat as possible at any given moment. It's very rapid movement. And the Turtle is very much so a creature that can travel wherever it wants to go, can go wherever it would like, because it carries its home on its back. It's a very self-sufficient creature, and also a creature that gains a lot of experience, life experience. And so I think that they are kind of thinking that you are viewing them as somebody who doesn't necessarily want to settle down outside of themselves, or slow down in any sort of way. But that's what I'm seeing. So let's go ahead and look into tarot and see how they think you feel makes them feel. How are the assumptions that Pile 3's person has made? How do they make Pile 3's person feel? How do these assumptions make Pile 3's person feel? So we have the Four of Wands. We have the Ten of Pentacles. We have Strength. How does this make Pile 3's person feel? How do these assumptions make Pile 3's person feel? We have the Seven of Cups. We have the Nine of Pentacles. Okay, why is the Four of Wands here? We have the Page of Wands. Why is the Ten of Pentacles here? Why is the Ten of Pentacles here? We have the Four of Pentacles. Why is Strength here? We have the Wheel of Fortune. Why is the Seven of Cups here? Ace of Pentacles. And why is the Nine of Pentacles here? We have the Magician, and then on the back of the deck we have the Three of Pentacles. Okay, so how do these assumptions make your person feel? So the first card that came out was the Four of Wands, and like the first feeling that came up for me with this Four of Wands was the feeling of joy. This is a card of celebration. I think that like them feeling as though you feel your feelings expanding or growing for them is something that really excites them. And it feels kind of like an adventure as well. But I also think what's interesting about the Four of Wands is that this also represents like homes, returning home, coming home, a home to share with somebody. And it's similar energy to the turtle carrying a home on its back, right? And I feel like there is this feeling of like excitement when it comes to this connection, like possibly shifting. Like there is a feeling of like excitement here. But if like we look at the rest of the cards, I would also say that there's a great deal of resistance as well. With the Ten of Pentacles, this is again about like a home life, a legacy, like that last generations. It's definitely like a card of settling down, of gaining like wealth together, gaining experience together, and it's being clarified by the Four of Pentacles. There's definitely like a hesitancy to this idea, and also like I think a fearfulness. I think that there's also fear that's coming through pretty strongly. Like there's conflicting feelings here of feeling excited and happy, but then immediately afterwards going back into their shell. And I see the murkiness. Like I was talking about how it seems like there is definitely a murkiness going on here. And I was curious if the Seven of Cups was going to come out for that reason. And I think that this person feels confused. Like just as the energy is showing that they think that you perhaps feel confused or did feel confused and like now have clarity, they feel confused as well and would also like to have clarity. I think that there is like a desire here to kind of ground this, but at the same time, it feels like there's this energy of like not necessarily wanting to be held back or tied down, or not necessarily wanting to have to give up all the other opportunities in order for this one opportunity with you. And I see it again with like the Nine of Pentacles and the Magician. I see somebody who feels much more in their power alone. Like the Nine of Pentacles comes right before the Ten of Pentacles. And the Nine of Pentacles is somebody who is in their abundance alone. They're not building anything with anybody else. And this is being clarified by the Magician, which is all about feeling as though you have everything it is that you need in order to manifest and get everything it is that you want. And these cards are both very solitary cards. And I think that this person definitely recognizes that they find themselves to be stronger, more confident when they are on their own, rather than when they are kind of opening their heart or having to depend on another person. Like the idea of that, of building and becoming abundant with another person, is something that like causes them to not feel very powerful. It causes them to feel somewhat closed in on, I would say. But at the same time, like with Strength in the Wheel of Fortune here, I think that there is an understanding. There's an understanding within them, or an awareness within them, that like certain cycles in their life are in fact coming to a close. There are, Thanatos is all about death. It's all about rebirth, changes, things coming to a close. And the Wheel of Fortune is all about cycles coming to a close. And I sense that this person recognizes that there is a change happening here in this connection. There are changes happening within this person. And even though there is discomfort, I also feel as though there is a desire with the Three of Pentacles. There is a desire to kind of like explore this a little bit further with you, to at least come together and bring about clarity when it comes to this connection. Because I don't feel like this person feels like they have the clarity that they are under the impression that you have. But let's go ahead and pull some more oracles and see if there's anything that I've missed. Is there anything that I've missed when it comes to what this person is feeling? Yeah, we have Can't Be Caught. We have Rainbow Bridge. We have Cornucopia. Okay, and then we have Share Tenderness. And then on the back of the deck, we have Justice. Yeah, this person is at odds with themselves, is in conflict with themselves, because there's this realization within themselves that they are very much so avoidant, or perhaps commitment phobic, fearful of intimacy or vulnerability of some kind. But there's also this recognition that if they were to kind of like take a leap of faith to explore this opportunity of what's on the other side of their fear, there's this opportunity for something really, really special between the two of you with Cornucopia and Share Tenderness. But I think that like this person feels very much so out of balance and would like to figure out a way to at least feel grounded before anything else. But that's what I'm seeing. Let's go ahead and pull some advice cards for you before we close this reading out. What advice is there for pile 3 when it comes to their connection with this person? What do their guides want them to hear? So we have trust. I accept that my inner voice will always guide me correctly. What do pile 3's guides want pile 3 to hear about their connection? We have relationships. I am attracted to those people who serve my higher good. And we have grief. I understand that losing something is an opportunity to appreciate it. And on the back of the deck, we have acceptance. I am learning to accept the things that I cannot change. So I think that there is definitely I think that this group might be split into two kind of different groups. One where potentially this person truly does have the desire and the intention to kind of step outside of their comfort zone. And if that is the case, I think with trust here, as well as with relationships and acceptance, there's definitely, like, this is confirmation that what you're feeling intuitively is spot on, and like, to continue to focus on the things that make you feel good, make you feel happy. But then I think that there's also a second group in this pile where what they want and what intuitively they are hearing within themselves are kind of at odds with each other. And if that's the case, I feel like what these cards are really indicative of is a need to trust that inner voice, even if it's not necessarily what it is that you want to hear, and begin giving your energy to those who serve your highest good rather than energy to those who cause you hurt. But obviously take these how they resonate for you first and foremost. But that's what I'm seeing for you guys, pile 3. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope that I will have the chance to read for you in another video soon. Bye! Hi, pile 4. If you chose this time traveler oracle, then this is going to be your reading on how your person thinks that you are feeling. So we are first going to look at the energy going on between the two of you objectively. And for that, we have Moonlight, number 31, Mutual Attraction, and we have Time Traveler. And what this is telling me is that this is a connection that is pretty stable. Like, I don't feel a whole lot of like rockiness in this connection. I feel as though this really could potentially be a connection that has a lot of history. This could be like a long-term committed connection of some kind. But that doesn't have to be the case. This could also be indicative of like a soul level connection or a past life connection of some kind. But it feels like the two of you share the same desire, the same kinds of emotions for one another. Like, this definitely, with mutual attraction here, this is a strong confirmation that feelings are requited here. I also feel like this is a connection that feels very safe. With Moonlight here, this is all about vulnerability, about looking at part of ourselves or showing parts of ourselves that might be a little bit more difficult for us to share. So there's definitely like a strong level of intimacy here, as well as stability. But that's what I'm seeing. So if that resonates, let's go ahead and get into the other oracles. And how I'm going to do it is we're going to look at how they think you see them, as well as how they think you feel, and then we'll get tarot to see how these assumptions are making them feel currently. I do have new oracle cards that I'm really excited to share with you guys. Some of you guys have been sending me oracle decks, tarot decks from my Amazon wish list in the description box. in exchange for 1-question video recorded readings. So if you are interested in doing that as well, the items on my wish list are less expensive than a 1-question reading in my Etsy shop. So feel free to take advantage of that while I'm still doing it. But yeah, let's go ahead and get on into it. And thank you to those who have sent items in. So we have, for when it comes to how they think you see them, the hero/heroine. The light attribute is a passion for a journey of personal empowerment. And the shadow attribute is escapism and a false sense of heroism. We also have firefly and butterfly, and the key word is change. And then when it comes to how they think you feel, we have the warrior, number 41, soulmates, number 8, community. We have wisdom, faith, and we have blackberry, and the key word is adaptation. Okay, so when it comes to how they think you are currently viewing them, I would say that they think you view them in a pretty positive way. I would say that they think you feel a very strong attraction to them, you feel very much so drawn to them, but there also might be an element here of there being somewhat of a fear or a concern of flightiness, not necessarily because the feelings aren't the same, but more so because you're seeing this person as somebody who is open to evolving, open to expanding, growing, and there could potentially be an acknowledgement here of realizing that this person could potentially move away from this connection in the name of evolving or growing. And I think that isn't going to resonate for all of you, but also keep in mind that this is from their perspective of how they think you're seeing them. But I would definitely say that that they think you see them as somebody who is absolutely in their power, is absolutely living very authentically, very much so the way in which they want to, very much so somebody who is open to change, to criticism even. They seem to think that you think pretty highly of them. And also that you feel as though they have wisdom or insight to share not only with you, but perhaps with the world around them as well. When it comes to how they think that you are currently feeling, I would say that there's definitely like an element of passion here that they feel pretty confident that you're feeling for them. With the warrior here, I think that there is a feeling of like a drive towards working on this connection, towards maintaining this connection, and also towards just, I think that the warrior is also symbolic of like passion. So there is an element here of them feeling as though there is strong attraction, desire here, passion here. But also they feel as though you feel this connection on a soul level. You feel as though the two of you are very compatible, very much mesh well together. I think this person feels as though you feel supported with community here. Like this isn't simply a romantic connection, but also one that's rooted in friendship as well. And I think that they also feel as though you have grown, evolved, gained insights from this connection. And with all of these changes, there's an element here of security or of feeling safe. Like even when there are changes, it feels like you are grounded enough in yourself, centered enough within yourself, as well as secure enough in this connection to not really waver when things look a little bit different than usual. So that's what I'm seeing for feelings. I would definitely say that this person feels as though you love them, you care for them, you're thankful for them, you trust them, you feel safe around them. It's all very positive. But let's go ahead and see how this makes them feel. how do the assumptions that this person has made, how does it make them feel? Okay, so we have the Five of Cups reversed, the Page of Cups, the Six of Pentacles. How do pile four's person's assumptions make pile four's person feel? How do these assumptions make them feel? We have the World, and we have the Knight of Swords. Okay, why is the Five of Cups reversed? We have the Ace of Pentacles. Why is the Page of Cups here? Please clarify the Page of Cups. We have the Queen of Wands. Why is the Six of Pentacles? We have the Two of Cups. Why is the World here? We have the Eight of Wands. And why is the Knight of Swords here? We have the Five of Pentacles. And then on the back of the deck, we have the Eight of Cups. Okay, so I'm kind of wondering, now that I'm seeing these cards, I mean, we had the Time Traveler card come out as like what's energetically happening between the two of you. And I think that for some of you, not for all of you, but for some of you, there is distance between the two of you, like physical distance. And I feel like with the Eight of Cups here, as well as with the World and the Eight of Wands and the Knight of Swords and the Five of Pentacles, one really strong feeling that comes through for this person when it comes to how they think you feel, how they think you see them, is this desire to bridge this gap. The World and the Eight of Wands most specifically really indicate like travel. So it could be that there is like a really strong desire, if the two of you aren't in like a physical type of distance from each other, there could be a desire to move in together, to go travel the world together. But I do definitely feel as though if there is a physical distance, one of the strongest feelings they have that's coming through is a desire to bridge that distance, to close that distance out. I also think that it's like really, really sweet. Like I just see such sweet energy here. Like the Five of Cups is reversed, and then we have the Ace of Pentacles. I feel like this person feels as though the two of you have both come a very long way in terms of like your growth, in terms of how you perceive the world, how you approach life. And I think that like there's definitely an element of feeling as though this connection has alleviated perhaps pain that both of you have experienced in the past. It feels like this connection is one that doesn't hurt. Like there's respect here. I think this person feels as though the two of you respect one another and honor one another's like hearts enough to, like, I think this person feels like a protective type of feeling towards making sure you feel safe, and also feels that safety in return. And I think it's interesting that we had mutual attraction. Like there was definitely the energy of like reciprocation going on. And now we have the Six of Pentacles, which is all about giving and taking equally, as well as the Two of Cups, which is, I mean, it's the same energy to me as this soulmates card. It's such a beautiful, loving energy. And I sense that this person really feels the exact same way in which they think that you're feeling. Like everything that I was saying about how they think you feel, they feel it in return. They feel safe. They feel secure. They feel as though this is a soul level connection. They feel as though they've learned so much from this connection. They feel as though there's friendship as well as love in this connection. And I see it here too with the Page of Cups and the Queen of Wands. This love that like is passionate, but it also is under the, like, has a foundation of friendship first and foremost. There's such a sweetness here. I think that, like, if there is, I think with the Knight of Swords, the Five of Pentacles, and the Eight of Cups, if there isn't a physical distance between the two of you, I feel like this is a desire to merge this connection closer. Like, this person might be feeling as though perhaps you, like with adaptation here, there could be this element of you feeling as though this connection needs to progress to a new level. And keep in mind, this is from their perspective. And I think that they are in agreement with it, of this needing to move forward. And now looking at this hero / heroine, even with the mountain, we see two people climbing to the top, trying to reach the top to be together. I definitely sense a desire for closeness. But let's go ahead and get you guys some more oracles. Let's just see if there's anything that I have missed. What is it? Is there anything that I've missed? Okay. So we have, your dreams are closer than you think, something that is never truly yours. I think it's interesting. We have the same imagery. So we have like these hands with coins that are kind of like slipping through. Like they're I feel like these people are like giving away what they once had to another, but like it doesn't ever belong to any one of them, right? And then we have the same imagery here with the Six of Pentacles, of like people giving to one another, or one person giving. And I feel like this is really indicative of somebody who feels secure, like doesn't feel a need to control, doesn't feel a need to cling, kind of values. This person feels like a great deal of respect and value towards autonomy, towards your own individuality, as well as like the union itself. But I do feel with the, I mean, like there's so much similar imagery here with the, your dreams are closer than you think. And then we have this cup overflowing. And then we have these cups as well, that like when they're upright, they're kind of being tipped over, like being emptied. But when it's reversed, it almost looks like they too are overflowing. Along with the Ace of Pentacles, it feels like this person feels a lot of hope for the future. They feel a lot of hope for what's to come. Oh, and then we have cast your sacred symbols and cosmic exploration. And then on the back of the deck, we have make-believe. So again, with make-believe being the bottom of the deck energy, as well as with the Eight of Cups, I feel as though they are wanting to kind of move away from something being an idea, something being something that they daydream about, to the truth. Like they want their dreams to become a reality with you. And with cast your sacred symbols, this is giving me the same energy as the warrior, as this energy of somebody who is wanting and willing and currently working on this connection, on building this connection. And then there's just more expansive energy here with cosmic exploration. This person desires growth, desires forward movement, and definitely feels secure in this connection. But that's what I'm seeing. It's very, very beautiful. Let's go ahead and get you guys some advice. What advice is there for pile 4 when it comes to their connection? What do their guides want them to know? So we have change. I understand that nothing can grow or evolve without movement. I think that like if there is any resistance at all to, you know, we have adaptation here, there could be an awareness that this person feels as though you're feeling, that perhaps feels a little unnerving in certain instances. And I think if that's the case, if that's honestly how you're feeling, I think that this is just encouragement that the changes that are taking place are very positive. We have freedom. I possess the power and the free will to create my own happiness. Here's this feeling of like security again. We also have relationships. I'm attracted to those people who serve my higher good. And we have humor. I choose to focus on the lighter side of life. And then on the bottom of the deck, we have love. I commit to the practice of seeing the good in all things. I think that like this is really, these cards here are really your guide's way of letting you know that like they are celebrating these changes, these opportunities for you to grow. And they're celebrating what this connection is bringing you, and they're celebrating you and the accomplishments that you have achieved. But yeah, obviously take these how they resonate for you first and foremost. But thank you so much, Pile 4, for watching. And don't forget to check out my Amazon wish list or my Etsy shop if you'd like to book a reading with me. And I hope that I will have the opportunity to read for you in another video soon. Bye!